last week we showed you where we stayed in Tucson. We stayed for the month of January. Now we're going to start showing you some of the things that we did in Tucson.
Yeah, we really had a good time, and we had a great navigators that kind of showed us a little bit what was there to do. So we just had a really good time. So join us.
Join us. Show you Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
Just an itty bitty ditty about a couple on the road, driving an RV, pulling a toad. No place special to roam, not looking for a home. Won't you come along with us? We are RPlaceTravels.
With our friends, we visited the Sonora Desert Museum.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah. Last week our video was on Gilbert Ray Campground, so the Sonora Desert Museum is just a little bit down the road from that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty huge museum. It's like a walking museum. You're walking through the desert.
Yeah.
They have a lot of wild animals there.
We went to the live animal show program that they had with the birds in flight over our heads.
Oh, well, welcome, first timers. First of all, our birds, they're wild. They are trained, but they still are wild. They're not like a pet. There are 55 species of raptors that occur in the United States, and we have almost half of them here at one point in time or another. And it's because we have a couple of wonderful deserts. We have the mountains, we have open area grasslands, and we have still remaining about 5% of our water.
Pretty cool.
Yep. They put a piece of meat on the branch, and the birds would fly over, and they just land, and then...
Well, what they did is they had all us spectators in the middle.
Oh, I forgot about that.
In the middle.
Yeah.
And then they'd have the trainers on one side of us and more trainers on the other side of us. And they'd put a piece of food or piece of meat or something on the tree on one side, and then the bird be on the other side, and then the bird would fly right over the spectators to get his food.
Right over our heads.
So it was pretty neat the way they had it all set up. So
Yes, but
This is a Chihuahuan raven. Very strong wing beat coming in here for a quick landing. You know, ravens are extremely intelligent, and that's one of the reasons we feature them. Wherever you are, you have great horned owls. Once she locks on to her prey, she will not let go. She happens to be a fairly small female. She weighs a little over 2 pounds. She's up the desert, so she's very pale colored, and they might go up as high as 3.5 to 4 pounds. And in the case of the Harris's hawks, the female, she's probably about 30% larger than the males. Because the females are larger, she is the head of the family. And oftentimes, a primary family would be a female and 2 males. And she would mate with both the alpha and the beta male.
we had some ravens, an owl, great horned owl, red-tailed hawks, gray hawks. You could see them eat and fly and interact with each other. There was a couple at the end, maybe 3 or 4 actually. They were just kind of fighting over something.
A rough play, but they're not really trying to hurt each other. They're just trying to do a little dominance here and exercise this back and forth between the 2 of them. If they should really get too strongly involved, the female might intercede and tell them to just, break it up, fellas. And see, as a matter of fact, watching up above to see that everything's going well down there. And they do have a very, very raucous call. I mean, it's not pleasant. Yeah, there's a little walk. I'm walking back. Look, see, they're on the ground. And another thing about them. Oh, now we have 3 running around in here. Almost everybody in the family is engaged in this one this morning.
They were just fantastic. They were
Yeah.
big and that.
Beautiful birds.
Yeah.
This is a crested caracara, a very handsome bird. Beautiful white chest, white tail. Then you find them west of us. on the Tohono O'odham Nation in southern Arizona, where they raise their families very faithful and strong in holding on to their territory.
And then the other show we went to is it's called the Live Animal Show.
My name is Emma. This is Courtney. We're animal keepers here at the Sonora Desert Museum. Specifically, we take care of the bugs, the amphibians, and the reptiles. Today, we're going to be focusing on the reptiles. We're going to show you two of our favorite reptiles.
But they had the
Gila monster.
Gila monster,
Mm-hmm.
and they showed it and did a whole explanation about it.
I do have a Gila monster.
Gila monster. Gila monster. Gila monster.
I'm sure you guys will notice he is tongue flicking. It's really cute. So that is actually, he's not just licking the table. He is actually gaining chemosensory information about his environment. A lot of Gila monsters won't range more than 10 meters from their home base their entire lives.
And they also did the rattlesnake.
Mm-hmm.
And, did a whole demonstration of the rattlesnake, an explanation of the rattlesnake.
So how many of you have seen a rattlesnake in the wild before? Okay, almost all of you. That's awesome. So this is a tiger rattlesnake. This is actually one of the rattlesnakes that you can find in the Tucson area, one of the most common. And the Desert Museum, it's the second most common rattlesnake you pick up off grounds.
Both of them want to just be left alone through the whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't like people. They just like to stay away from people.
Kind of like alligators. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
Uh-huh.
They're a lot more calm and docile than you might expect. A lot of the logos that you see of a rattlesnake is a rattlesnake raised up, right, in the S coil. Rattlesnakes only do that if they feel extremely threatened and they're really saying, hey, back off. I'm big, you don't want to mess with me. And 90% of the rattlesnakes I've seen out in the wild, if you give it space and just watch it, it won't even rattle. It doesn't want to interact with you.
They got a rattle, and you could hear it in that, but I don't think you could hear it.
Well, I couldn't hear it because I'm hearing. It's at that level of pitch where I can't hear it. But
Yeah.
apparently they were rattling pretty loud.
Yeah, very, very loud.
They have this special little appendage at the end of their tail.
The Gila monster is beautiful. The coloring is great.
The first thing I notice right away is the color. Beautiful, beautiful coloration. So that's not just for decoration. That's actually what we call the natural world. It's called aposematic coloration.
You sit here and you think about the desert, everything being gray and icky and that, and it's just so interesting to go to these places because you actually get to see what everything really looks like. And there's so much beauty in the desert. There really is a lot. Right now we're in the winter, and so things aren't as beautiful, but as soon as the spring comes, they get the monsoons and all the water comes, and that even the cactuses, they get beautiful flowers on them. They talked a little bit about the fruit on the cactuses and that, the cacti, and the flowers come, then the fruit comes underneath of it, and it's very, very sweet. And they make all kinds of syrups and drinks and all kinds of stuff with it. And the Indians that live out there, they actually come and they make a big deal out of it, and they come and pull all the fruit off and make stuff with it. So it was interesting. We got to see some of the bottles of the stuff that they have made in the past. And the other thing I learned about cacti is that, in all the movies and everything, you got people that are cutting pieces off the cactuses and squishing them and getting all the water out of them. You can't do that. Apparently, the only part that is edible is the fruit. Sometimes the flowers and the fruit. There is no water that you can get out of a cactus.
And it takes 50 to 75 years for a saguaro cacti to grow an arm.
After the arm comes out, it grows really fast. It just grows tons of arms and just keeps on growing. That's one of the things that I just enjoy so much is the cacti, especially those. That just kind of makes the desert.
The same day we went down the road to the Saguaro National Park.
Got a stamp.
She got her stamp. And there they have, you go on a little hike up to the
petroglyphs. That's what they're really known for. And you have to walk up a hill. There's like a bunch of steps, and so you have to kind of go up. Yeah, I mean, there's more things to do at the national park. They have tons of trails, but that's what they're really known for, is the petroglyphs.
Another outing we did with our friends is we went to north side of Tucson, because that's up by where they live.
Yeah.
To the Gaslight Theater.
Well, we had a really good time there.
Really good time that night.
Yeah.
So they did a magic show.
Mm-hmm.
That was the entertainment. Magic show and a pizza. You have your pizza while you're watching the show. It's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Well, they have dinner in there.
Dinner theater.
Right, it's a kind of a dinner theater, and that we had pizza.
What did we see?
We saw John Chirac.
So it was him and his wife.
Their two daughters came with them this time, so at the end, he made them come up and
Oh, yeah,
perform
yeah.
with them. He's kind of a comedian type, and that tells a lot of stories, and it was just fun. It was just a great fun night that we had. I would go again if we were out there. That would be a place I'd like to go again.
Because we did so much in Tucson that we couldn't fit it all in one video, so we had to split it up.
Thanks for coming with us.
See you on the next one.
Thank you so much.